Imagine a payment system that's become so common you barely notice it anymore. From a roadside tea stall to a luxury shopping mall, from a vegetable vendor to an online store, the same familiar QR code has quietly become a part of everyday life across India. But this isn't just another payment app. In June 2026 alone, UPI processed more than 22.7 billion transactions, moving nearly 29 lakh crore rupees across the country. That's over 75 crore transactions every single day, connecting more than 730 banks through one unified payment network. These numbers tell a much bigger story. They represent millions of people trusting the same system every day to move their money instantly, whether they're paying for a toothbrush or making a down payment for a house. In less than a decade, UPI has grown into one of the world's largest real-time digital payment systems. But what exactly is UPI? Is it just another payment app? Or is there something much bigger working behind the scenes? Let's find out in the next chapter. So, what exactly is UPI? UPI stands for Unified Payments Interface. But despite what many people think, it isn't an app. It's a digital payment infrastructure that allows money to move instantly from one bank account to another. Think of it like a highway. Apps like Google Pay, PhonePe, Paytm, BHIM, and many others are simply different vehicles traveling on that same highway. They may look different and offer different features, but underneath, they all rely on the same UPI infrastructure to process payments. This revolutionary system was developed by the National Payments Corporation of India, or NPCI, and officially launched in 2016. NPCI is the organization responsible for building and operating many of India's retail payment systems. The Reserve Bank of India, India's central bank, oversees the country's banking system, while NPCI manages the UPI network that connects banks and enables instant digital payments. Today, UPI has become the backbone of digital payments in India, processing hundreds of millions of transactions every single day. But knowing what UPI is only answers half the question. How does your money travel from your bank account to someone else's in just a matter of seconds? Let's dive deep into it. Now that we know what UPI is, let's see how a UPI payment actually works. Imagine you're buying a toothbrush worth $2. You scan the merchant's QR code and tap Pay. At that very moment, your payment begins a journey. Remember the digital highway we talked about earlier? Let's follow your payment as it travels along that very route. But just like you can't start a road trip without a valid driver's license, a UPI payment can't begin without a few essentials. You need a bank account, a registered mobile number, a UPI-enabled app, a UPI ID, and a UPI PIN. Once all these are in place, the journey is ready to begin. The first stop is the QR code. The moment you scan it, your app learns exactly where the money needs to go, just like entering a destination into your GPS. The second stop is authorization. Before the payment can move forward, you enter your UPI PIN. This PIN doesn't transfer your money. It simply confirms that you have authorized the transaction. The third stop is your bank. Your payment request reaches your bank, where it checks whether your PIN is correct, whether you have sufficient funds, and whether everything is valid. If everything checks out, your payment gets the green signal to continue its journey. The fourth stop is NPCI. Think of NPCI as the intelligent traffic controller managing this digital highway. It doesn't hold your money, and it doesn't decide where it goes. Its job is to securely route your payment request to the correct bank. The fifth stop is the merchant's bank. Once the payment request arrives, the merchant's bank verifies it and credits the money to the merchant's account. Finally, both banks confirm that the transaction has been completed successfully. Your app displays "Payment Successful." The merchant receives the confirmation, and your purchase is complete. The remarkable part is that this entire journey, from scanning the QR code to receiving the payment confirmation, usually takes just a few seconds. But if building a system like this seems so obvious today, why wasn't it created earlier? Let's explore that next. Now that we've traveled on this digital highway, another question naturally comes to mind. Why did India decide to build this highway in the first place? To answer that, we need to travel back to India before 2016. Back then, cash was still the king of everyday payments. Digital payment options did exist, but they weren't as simple or convenient as they are today. Credit and debit cards worked well, but they required merchants to have card machines, something many small businesses simply couldn't afford. Bank transfers like NEFT and RTGS were also available, but they were designed for transferring money between bank accounts, not for buying a cup of coffee or a toothbrush. Then there were digital wallets. They worked, but each wallet had its own ecosystem. In many cases, both the sender and the receiver needed to use the same wallet, and users often had to add money to that wallet before making a payment. In short, digital payments were fragmented. Every payment method solved part of the problem, but none of them solved the whole problem. Meanwhile, India itself was changing. More people were opening bank accounts. Smartphones were becoming more affordable. Mobile internet was reaching millions more people every year. The country was finally ready for a better way to move money. India didn't need just another payment app. It needed a payment infrastructure that could connect banks, work across different apps, and allow anyone with a bank account to send or receive money instantly. That's exactly what UPI was built to do. And it didn't take long for the rest of the world to notice. In 2023, Australia's Deputy Prime Minister, Richard Marles, was seen making a UPI payment while enjoying a roadside snack during his visit to New Delhi. It was a simple purchase, but it symbolized something much bigger. India's homegrown payment system had started attracting global attention. Today, several countries have partnered with India, or are exploring ways to connect with the UPI ecosystem to make cross-border payments faster and more convenient. One reason is that many countries still rely heavily on cash. Others depend largely on card payments. And for decades, the global card payment market has been dominated by Visa and MasterCard. UPI offers a different approach. Like any technology, UPI isn't perfect. Challenges such as online fraud, failed transactions, and internet dependency still exist. But NPCI continues to improve the system with new developments, including enhanced security features and offline payment capabilities, making UPI more secure, accessible, and reliable. What started as a solution for India's payment challenges is now helping shape the future of digital payments around the world. And this is just the beginning. If you want me to come up with video on any topic of your interest, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video or learned something new today, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Until then, stay curious.